My name's Perry Matlock. I'm a volunteer with the International Indian Treaty Council. I'm not a representative nor a spokesperson, but I've been asked to share my opinion about Ward Churchill. Ward Churchill's a worthless, vile piece of garbage. He is probably an FBI or CIA agent. He's good for nothing. He has said unhonorable, dishonorable things about very important people in the Native community, and I can't say anything positive about him. It is true that he was an editor of Soldier of Fortune magazine, which is an anti-worker, anti-socialist, anti-indigenous people magazine. That is Ward Churchill's legacy. There are also photographs which may portray Ward Churchill at Wounded Knee on the side of the FBI. I have seen Xerox copies of these. Again, I'll repeat, Ward Churchill is garbage, worthless, good for nothing. He does not represent indigenous people. I am a grandson of the Anishinaabe Nation. I have more DNA, native blood in me than he does. However, I am a volunteer, not a representative. I do not take a leadership nor organizational position in the volunteer work I do. He, however, assumes to be a native person and assumes to take a leadership and native role in a native community, which is a very dishonorable and disrespectful thing for a person to do. He is basically, quote, a white man. And basically in that sense, his spirit is that of a white man. What I mean by that is not necessarily a guy with a briefcase full of money and a suit and tie. I mean someone who just doesn't care about other people's culture, doesn't care about the rights of women, doesn't care about the rights of working people. He is a fraud, and I don't believe a word he says. Thank you.
Wait. Quick question. So, as far as Ward Churchill and his involvement with the American Indian movement, how do you feel that looks upon their particular organization, being it that this white man that you're saying is one of their recognized leaders? Isn't that a mockery of self-determination for indigenous people if this Washichu is allowed to continue to speak and represent us, make us look stupid?
Well, Quana, I have to say that all of the native people I have known, volunteered with, and acquainted with, who may not even like me in the Bay Area for over 20 years, have nothing positive to say about him. I have yet to find one native person in the Bay Area I'm acquainted with, I volunteered for, have worked with on any project who has anything positive to say about him. I will quote Calvin Fastwolf, who unfortunately is in Laguna Honda Hospital now. He is a professor of Lakota language, and I hope someday, if he can't finish his universal Lakota dictionary, someone may carry on that work. But he said, quote, Ward Churchill is not an Indian, unquote.
Oh, yeah. You're the band, Perry. Dude.
Hey, he said evil things about Will Wapapaw. He said evil things about Bill Wapapaw. He said evil things about Tony Gonzalez. He said evil things about some very respectful people who did a lot of hard work in the Native community, who come from poor backgrounds, who had to really struggle. I'll put it to you this way. He did not grow up with the stigma of racism. He grew up as a white kid. I grew up as a poor white kid. I didn't go around saying, oh, I'm part Indian now, but he's trying to pretend that he had this legacy of growing up, of being a native person, but he has no idea what it's like to be a brown or black or yellow person. He has no idea of that stigma of racism, and that's why it is very disrespectful of him to assume any kind of organizational or leadership position in the native community. He does not represent the American Indian movement. It is a bit of garbage for him to even say he has any connection with them. He is a fraud. End of story. Ward Churchill is a fraud. Garbage. Just he's in the toilet. That's it. End of story.
He's your leader.
He is not.
He's your leader.
He is not.
He is the leader.
And that shirt ought to say Pet Lenuk Yalamu with the Golden Gate Bridge.
He is the leader.
No, he is not. This is the Mwek Baloney Nation. Ward Churchill is garbage.
Farron's really giving it up today, isn't he? That's cool.
I hope he ran out of tape. I'm tired.